typical terms are going to vary widely. But generally speaking, they're usually pretty favorable, especially if you can outline for the seller how much taxes you can save them by paying them over time rather than all
Okay.
in one year. And I think I have a video of that either on YouTube or Facebook somewhere. If you just on the YouTube page, Storage Rebellion, if you type in, tax savings, there's a couple examples, but 6 to 8% is pretty standard. Oftentimes, you can get interest only for a couple years because if they're selling a value add property that they've been neglecting, they understand that a bank can't necessarily lend on it right now, and it
Mhm.
can't support principal and interest payments. So you'll pay them interest only for, I always recommend you don't say 2 to 3 years or 4 to 5 years, say 36 to 48 months or 36 to, months sound a lot shorter than years, even though it's a bigger number. Psychologically speaking, people are more receptive to that. And I
Mhm.
always use ranges. It's not a, hey, Mr. Seller, I'll buy your property for 200 grand at 6% for 24 months and then a balloon. Like, it's a conversation, like I mentioned earlier, rather than a presentation. I don't just show them. We talk about it. And I say, what kind of return would you like to see on your money? Or how long would you be willing to spread these payments out over? Right. And if they
Right.
say, well, I could do 3 to 5 years, then um, when we circle back and have another conversation, we're going to talk about, 48 to 60 months, which is 4 to 5 years. I've moved their range, and I've just moved to the high end of their range. And I do the same thing on interest payments. If they say, well, I'd need, 6 to 7%, I'd say, well, when we circled back around, I'd be presenting, you know, 4 to 6% or 5 to 6% to really move them down. Now, the fact that I used my upper range of 6% was their lower range of 6% automatically creates this feeling of, hey, we're on the same page here. Even though they started out at 6 to 8 and I came in at 4 to 6, we've got middle ground, and hopefully I can get them at 5.